Maybe the way we live is the way we write. I am forever talking tough, preaching logic above passion and going home and crying ugly. My body spasms in sadness. I cry tears of broken glass beneath a blanket of self-isolation, but I always manage to pull myself together before morning. This is my honest poem, and this is what shame looks like manifested in human form. I guess vulnerability does not really fit into the circus act that has become my life. But this is my honest poem. Break away, college girl, this is a thoughtless poem. Think less, feel more, show yourself. You cannot lie to a room full of poets. This room has taught me that line breaks can become cures for heartbreaks. It has taught me that poetry depends on honesty, but what if I cannot give you that? What if my truth is buried so deep inside my ego I've forgotten what it sounds like? I wear my disconnect so well. It has become part of my appeal. But I guess sharing your ugly becomes a little easier when someone finally asks to see it that way. And when a poet asks you to show yourself, you do. So I decided to write my very first honest poem. And I was told that this would take courage, but this is not courage or bravery like the kind that I wish that I had. Because the truth is, I am not yet half the woman I wish I was. This is just the portrait of a girl unphotoshopped. A girl who lives through her ability to reason but dies daily because of her inability to admit that she feels. This synthetic superwoman, she is all too familiar with measuring relationships in tears. She's never been in love, at least with not someone who's loved her back. She's never known what it feels like to smile at the sky and have it smile back at her for years. She watched in silence as her best friend fell in love like sunshine and fought off lovers as if they were easy to come by, while she pretended to be content in her freedom. See, 40 pounds ago, she had the luxury of blaming those shallow boys for their lack of reciprocity with her love. But now, who holds the blame? Her weight no longer cloaks her in questions. Maybe now she must face herself for what she truly is. Maybe now she'll begin to explore the maze that is her heart. Her heart, broken so many times it looks like a second-grade art project, cracked to the core, then painted, glued, and taped back together so often it's amazing that it still works. She is difficult, uncompromising, and still in pieces from the very first time we broke her, covering it all up with makeup, attitude, and false pride. But if you care to look closer, you will see that more often than not, she is hiding behind the better version of herself. She is me. And there is less anxiety involved in calling herself she than there is to say I, but this is my honest poem, so I have to stop living in third person because I am scared of what it will feel like to live in the first. Playing detached comes so naturally to me as become my habit, and you and I both know that most of our habits are not healthy, so here I am, trying to break my habit, standing before you open, bruised, ugly. This is what I am, and this was my first real attempt at emotional nudity. Let me know how I did.